We do not believe that creation is something that happened thousands of years ago. We believe that creation is a continuous act. Like we say in the morning prayers, B'chol yom tamid ma'aseh bereshis. God is continuously, constantly creating the world. And through which means? Through speech. God is speaking the world into existence. So let's take this a little bit more personally. That means that if you exist in this moment, God is actively speaking you into existence. The Alter Rebbe explains this idea through the analogy of a flying rock. So the question is, can a rock fly? So imagine yourself skipping a stone. As long as the stone has the force propelling it to be and propelling it to go forward, it can fly. But the moment the energy runs out, the rock can no longer fly. The same is true of existence in this world. The world does not exist the way we think it exists. It exists, but not as an independent existence. As long as God's propelling the world to be, isifying it, speaking it into existence, as long as the Devar Havaya, the words of God, are enlivening it, the thing exists. But if God were to stop enlivening that thing for even a moment, it would be null and void as if it never even existed. Now that's a trip because it's not like it has any independent existence. So the entire space, the entire paradigm of that thing would just completely stop existing. So let's take a moment and do the meditations the Alter Rebbe is asking us to do here. Take a nice deep breath and keep your eyes wide open for this meditation. And just take in the room around you. And notice how anything around you that is here, God is actively speaking into existence. And now just feel your own sense of existence. As you're sitting here, listening to this daily Tanya, God is isifying you. God is speaking you into existence. And feel the purpose and the power of this moment. Everything in this moment is exactly as it is meant to be. Everything in this moment is chosen, is purposeful. It is being willed into existence. Now contemplate this. This is not just a renew button, right? Where God's pressing the renew. All right, give that, renew that similar moment. No. This is God completely recreating this moment every single moment. Imagine a flip book, right? With all these different drawings. And when you flip through them really fast, it creates like movement. So we think of our world as a movie. Life is just going and going and going. But in truth, it's not. It's actually those individual frames. God is creating through his speech this individual frame. And the next millisecond, the next frame. Kol rega v'rega. Every single moment is God completely choosing every single detail of this reality, you included. The Alter Rebbe will now draw an example from our human psyche to help us understand how something could have a nullified existence. Because what we're on the journey to do here is understand how if I really understand Achdus Havaya, if I really understand the true unity of God, then to do something against God's will, it just kind of seems insane. Like, why would I want to separate myself from that unity? And realizing, really, I can't separate myself from this unity. I am completely in God. I'm in Or Ein Sof. So we're in that journey to understand this idea of what it means that something could be nullified. Because we're saying, yes, the world does exist. It's not an illusion. But it does not exist as its own independent existence. It is nullified to God. What is one word compared to the soul's power of speech, which can produce a never-ending, infinite stream of words? Take a moment and say one word. Now contemplate the existence of that one word compared to your soul's power of speech. All the words you have ever said, all the words you ever will say, and beyond that, just the pure power of speech, the pure idea of endless, infinite words that could potentially come through you. What is one word compared to the soul's garment of thought, taking it up a level, which produces all that is later spoken, right? Not just one word compared to the power of speech. One word compared to the power of thought, which is then going to generate the ideas that come through into speech. Now, let's go even deeper. Before letters of thought form in our brain, there's a pre-linguistical deep core, which is rooted in our 10 soul powers. Now, that's meaning, let's say, for example, you want lemon meringue pie. So before your brain even goes, lemon meringue pie, there's just that, it's even before the image forms, it's just like raw, pure, like even just, we could use example of desire, because it's easy to understand, okay? That raw, pure desire, before it even goes into your mind, and the letters of thought of lemon meringue pie. Like, just as it is within your deep core, before it's even expressed into the letters of thought. So what is one word compared to that? One word compared to your pre-linguistic deep inner core. We can say the same of God's speech. So it's the world was created and sustained in existence. That is no significance compared to God himself. So we're taking it up a level. Now we're saying, now what is God's speech, which is the energy that is creating all of this existence, compared to God himself. And now we can appreciate how that is nullified. Meaning, even the energy that is creating this world, something from nothing in this very moment, that is flashing the world into existence, even that is nullified to God himself. And so what this is leaving us with a feeling of is how all of our existence is really nullified to God, meaning we are existing within God. And it gives a sense of being part of something greater than oneself, right? We are absorbed into this infinity. Thank you for taking the time to learn today's Tanya together.